So here we are in the middle of Justin's vanity election. I call it that because we didn't need an election. And we will not be covering the election every day on this broadcast because I don't think most people care about it that much. But we're going to be covering the issues. And today we're covering the issues with Jenni Byrne. She is a consultant, a highly sought-after consultant in Toronto and the rest of Canada. But she's also steeped in conservative politics, national politics, and provincial politics. She joins me right now. You famously said about 2 weeks ago, if I were Justin Trudeau, I'd call the election as soon as I can.
Yes. I would have, if I was Justin Trudeau, I would have called the election back in May or June.
But you're a Liberal. So you're a Conservative. Were you saying that because he's a Liberal, you want him to fail?
No, I was just saying that I was asked what I would do if I was Justin Trudeau's campaign manager, which I never would be. But if I was sitting there and I was looking at the numbers and I was looking at where the economy was going, I would have tried to pull the plug as soon as possible and try to get my majority.
Get it done before what? Before bad news?
Well, we're seeing it now. Today, the Bank of Canada announced that, or Stats Canada, announced that inflation had increased to 3.7%, which is higher than it's been in close to a decade.
And do you think that with all the debt, some people say the economy is just chugging right along right now, but that we are in for a colder economy?
Well, I think as long as we keep printing money, the inflation is going to rise. And with inflation rising, not only are people's gas, their groceries, the price of their home going to increase, eventually the Bank of Canada will have no choice but to increase interest rates.
But Mr. Trudeau doesn't care about inflation. He has said that repeatedly. I don't care about inflation at all. I don't care about budgets.
He said it. He said it today. He said, with all due respect, you'll have to forgive me if I don't think about monetary policy.
So do you think that Canadians are willing to swallow that again? That doesn't matter what he spends, doesn't matter what the debt is, doesn't matter about inflation. Let's just go and have this big party?
I don't think so. I think we're seeing now that a third of Canadians are actually talking to pollsters that economy is the big issue. It's affordability. It's high levels of debt. It's the inflation. And so I think that this election, it's going to be a long 30-some days left for Justin Trudeau if he goes along with the same point of view that he has been espousing over the last 3 days.
Well, he has been talking about a lot of issues that a number of people have told me. So he said, well, I don't care about those things. But then a lot of people don't care about the election until the last week.
Nobody ever wants an election, though. So, but people will still come out and vote. By
mail or get out there on election day?
I think you're going to see a higher rate of mail. We've seen that in all the provincial elections that have happened across the country since the pandemic started. We've had 5 provincial elections. Advanced polling and especially mail-in ballots have increased. So I think we'll probably see that in the federal election as well.
Okay, I'm going to save the super question as to who's going to win for the next show. Jenni Byrne, thanks very much. 3 minutes. So now we are in the middle of Justin's vanity election, and all over mainstream news, you're going to have the same news day after day after day. We are not going to have every show between now and September 20th on the election. We are going to have some very, very important analysis and some smart ideas and thoughts that you will not find anywhere else, hence PayPal, please. But I just want to lay it out for you that we will also be having some people in on this show who are not big names, who have something to say about the issues. Because when it comes down to it, elections are not about the people so much, it's about the issues, how it impacts you. Stay tuned. We're going to have some good ones.